Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying deep into the heart of ancient Africa, to a time when empires rose and fell, and legends were forged in fire. Forget what you think you know about queens, because today, we re-unraveling the incredible tale of Queen Amina of Zatzau, the warrior who didn't just rule, but literally rode thunder into history. This isn't just a story, it's an epic of courage, wisdom, and destiny, passed down through generations by griots under moonlit skies. So dim the lights, settle in, and let's dive into an African legend that will stir your spirit. Our story begins in the ancient grasslands of Zatzau, where the drums of warriors echoed and the wind whispered prophecies. On a night when the heavens rumbled as if the gods themselves announced her arrival, a child was born. The midwives trembled, but an old seer, his eyes gleaming with ancient wisdom, declared, "This child is born with the fire of the gods. Her voice will command men, and her shadow will stretch across kingdoms." Her mother, the wise Queen Bakwa Turunku, smiled and named her Amina, hoping she would be a woman of peace, despite her tempestuous birth. But as the elders often say, when the drumbeat changes, the dancer must also change steps. Amina's destiny was wild, untamed, and uniquely her own. From her earliest days, Amina's spirit refused to be contained. While other girls played with calabashes and sang gentle songs, Amina was wrestling with boys and perfecting her spear throws against tree trunks. Her mother would gently scold her, "Amina, a woman's glory is her gentleness." But Amina, with a glint in her eye, would laugh, "Mother, even the moon has its sharp edges when it is full." She trained in secret with the palace guards, mastering horsemanship, scaling walls, and learning the intricate arts of strategy. By 16, she was leading mock battles, defeating men twice her age. It was clear then, as the proverb goes, a chick that will grow into a cock is spotted the very day it hatches. The elders themselves began to whisper, "The gods have placed fire in this girl's veins." Years flew by, bringing both triumph and sorrow. Her father, the great king of Zatzau, passed away, and her brother, Karama, ascended the throne. Amina, now a formidable warrior, became his loyal commander of cavalry. She donned armor that shimmered like the morning sun and rode her magnificent white stallion, Tsani, whose eyes burned with the spirit of battle. In every skirmish, her war cry soared above the clash of swords, a fierce melody of defiance. Her enemies called her the woman whose spear dances with thunder, and tales of her unparalleled courage traveled far and wide, carried by traders from distant lands like Bornu, Kano, and Katsina. But with fame came the insidious shadow of envy. Some nobles, trapped in their narrow views, grumbled, "A woman's place is in the courtyard, not the battlefield." When these whispers reached Amina, she simply smiled, a knowing glint in her eyes, and said, "The hawk does not ask the chickens where it should fly." Her destiny was not for lesser minds to dictate. Then, tragedy struck. Her brother, Karama, died suddenly, leaving the throne of Zatzau trembling. The chiefs gathered, their voices raised in fierce debate. "Shall a woman rule us?" What do the gods say? But the heart of the people had already spoken. Their voices rose in a powerful chant, "Amina, Amina, the daughter of thunder." On the day of her coronation, she stood before her people in full armor, her sword a silent testament to her strength. As the royal crown was placed upon her head, lightning ripped across the sky, striking a tree near the palace, a clear sign. The elders proclaimed that the gods themselves approved her rule. "The thunder that frightens the coward," they declared, "gives courage to the brave." Thus began the legendary reign of Queen Amina of Zatsau, warrior, ruler, and an immortal legend. Queen Amina understood that true power wasn't just about conquering, it was about building and protecting. She knew that power without wisdom is like a river without banks. It floods and destroys, so she began to build. Her famous walls, known as Ganuar Amina, stretched for miles, protecting her cities and marking the strength of her expanding empire. She meticulously organized trade routes that reached from Kano to Katsina, and even to the far-off lands of Nup and Timbuktu. Under her unwavering rule, commerce flourished, her soldiers were disciplined, and justice was swift and impartial. When a corrupt official dared to steal from the people, she ordered his public punishment, declaring, "The hand that steals from the people steals from the gods." The people both feared her justice and cherished her fairness, understanding that the king's whip is feared, but his protection is a blessing. As Amina's empire grew, so too did the unease of rival kingdoms. Kings from the north and warriors from the east began to conspire, sending messengers with false treaties of peace. Her council, eager for respite, urged her to sign. But Amina, with her deep wisdom, countered, "When a snake smiles, it hides its fangs." She saw through their deceit and gathered her armies, riding into battle once more. For an astonishing 34 years, Queen Amina led her warriors, expanding her empire to its greatest glory. Wherever her armies conquered, she left behind a lasting mark, a wall, a symbol of Amina's unyielding reign. As the proverb reminds us, the footprints of the elephant cannot be hidden in the sand. Yet, with every victory, came a quiet sorrow. She watched countless loyal soldiers fall, buried friends, brothers, and captains who had stood by her side. Though her people celebrated her strength, her nights were often haunted by the faces of those who had died for her crown. One evening, by the tranquil river of Zaria, her old counselor Galadima approached her. "My queen," he said softly, "the spear that never rests will one day pierce its master." Amina turned, her eyes filled with a quiet pain. "Galadima," she replied, "a queen cannot rest while her people sleep in fear. The burden of the crown is heavier than the crown itself." Legends also whisper of a forbidden love. During one of her campaigns in the kingdom of Kano, Amina met a handsome prince whose wisdom matched his courage. They shared laughter beneath moonlit skies, and he said, "Even thunder needs rain to cool its fury." For the first time, Amina smiled softly, responding, "And rain needs thunder to remind it of its power." But love was a luxury her crown could not afford. She knew affection could become a weakness. When duty called her back to Zatsau, she left without a farewell, leaving only her sword pendant in his hand. For as they say, the drum that beats for love cannot be heard in the battlefield, and so, her heart became her final, unspoken battlefield. Years later, in her final campaign against the mighty armies of Nup, Queen Amina faced the ultimate betrayal. A rival chief, who had sworn loyalty, ambushed her army. Arrows rained down like angry bees, yet though wounded, Amina refused to fall. She mounted Sani once more, riding into the thick of battle, her sword flashing with furious resolve. Her warriors, inspired by her unyielding spirit, roared her praise, "Amina, daughter of thunder, mother of courage." But destiny, as always, had written her final line. An arrow struck her side. She fell from her horse, yet still she fought, kneeling, her sword planted firmly in the earth. Her last words, as the Griots tell it, were these, "Tell my people I died standing, not kneeling." For thunder bows to no storm, and as she spoke her last, the sky darkened, lightning tore across the heavens. The wind carried her spirit, and the people swore they heard the voice of thunder whisper, Amina. Amina. After her death, Zatzau mourned for 40 days, but her story, her legend, did not die. The magnificent walls she built still stand as a testament to her vision. The songs of her name still echo in the vibrant markets and ancient palaces of northern Nigeria. The dead are never truly gone when their deeds still speak. Mothers tell their daughters, "Be brave like Amina." Warriors invoke her name before battle. And griots, after their tales, always end with this profound saying, "Until the lioness tells her story, the hunter will always be the hero." So, we tell her story of Queen Amina of Zatzau, the woman who ruled men, conquered kingdoms, built enduring walls, and rode thunder into history. Her footprints, truly, will never fade. Her life teaches us that leadership is earned by courage, not by gender. That true greatness leaves an indelible mark. That wisdom triumphs over wealth and justice over fear. And that a person born for purpose simply cannot hide from destiny. What an incredible legend, right? Queen Amina's story is a powerful reminder that heroes come in all forms, and true strength knows no boundaries. If you were as captivated by her journey as I was, please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories from history and beyond, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Share your thoughts on Queen Amina in the comments below. What inspired you most about her? Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.